dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. Up your shaft. Up your shaft.
That's, what, the turbo lift?
I think so.
Yeah. Phaser. Phaser just done.
Wow. Man, what a great theme song we have. Isn't that nice? I love listening to it. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the San Fernando Valley's own non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series rewatch podcast. I am your one of your hosts, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and I'm here as always with my co-host.
Hey, how's it going? It's Al Hirt here.
Mr. Al Hirt. It is hot outside, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's the thing about these summer episodes of Trek in the Valley. It's 30 seconds in or a minute in, and we're already sweating.
Yeah, so these are going to be a little tighter, a little quicker.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, yeah, you're going to hear us working for it. If you're returning to the podcast, thank you. As you know, every week we get together here in the Valley and we discuss an episode of Star Trek The Original Series, one of the crown jewels of science fiction television. And how's your experience of it been so far, Al?
Yeah, the first 2 seasons have been pretty cool. I feel like we've seen like a lot of amazing tropes that have grown out of these little seeds of these little silly writings. And it's fun that, I don't know, we both, and it's not that we have like a ton of knowledge, but it's fun to just guess like, oh, I wonder what they had on the back lot this week, or oh, what made them make that decision to write this or to write that. And it's just cool to see, at least for me, to see the effects and how some of them have cut, how they started to initially cut corners for explosions or just like cool lighting effects, and to see them grow from that god-awful bridge in the first season to like now with all these amazing sets and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
It's cool. It's cool to see it grow.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
We're watching the remastered, so we're not even really seeing the old special effects, but still.
We are watching the HD remasters from a few years ago on Paramount Plus, which also has Beavis and Butthead. Paramount Plus.
Hey.
Wouldn't it be funny if they sponsored us? I think it would be funny if our only fucking sponsor of a podcast with a small but mighty listener base was like one of the biggest entertainment conglomerates in the world. So last week we discussed For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky. Unnecessarily long title.
Yes.
And every week we have a segment that we do where I ask Al what he remembers from that episode. So,
all right, let's see.
What do you remember?
So they're flying around again. They go to.
They're flying around again.
Yes, in
that's
space.
That's how you started. That's pretty fucking hilarious, dude.
That's how they usually start.
Al just started a Star Trek recap with, so they're flying around again. Okay, continue.
Per usual. But then for me, it's always like, I don't know why they get to this planet, but they end up landing on a world where they think, oh yeah, there's
an asteroid. They get shot at.
They get shot at. They escape to the asteroid, right?
Yep. Well,
then
they don't escape to the asteroid. So they're flying. They're flying out there,
right?
And then all of a sudden, a bunch of fucking torpedoes shoot at them that have like crude nukes, right? And they find out that the torpedoes came from
the asteroid. That's right. And then they're trying to figure out, hey, who shot those asteroids? There's no life forms on the Earth. And then they go, and then they figure out. What I always remember and sticks out in my mind is when they surprise attack them, because those little elevators just shoot right up, and the people attack the Enterprise crew. They get taken. Turns out it's just like this really big cult, and the asteroid is, I guess, moving right to a location, and it's a ship, but then the ship got veered off course, and the whole episode is that the Enterprise crew, basically Spock, McCoy, and Kirk, trying to get control of the planet, or I guess world or whatever, back.
Yeah, they're trying to correct. So basically,
they correct it, right?
The other thing is this asteroid that's full of people who don't know they're on an. Again, this is about yet another dumb society.
Yeah, it's weird.
That doesn't know some basic shit about where they fucking live. We run into them all the time.
Yeah, but I think
when we're flying around out there,
their scheme this time though, I feel like is like, wait, but this time they don't know they're in the asteroid that's moving real fast. It felt like a Landrew episode, but then if they could drive the planet.
If they could drive Landrew somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so this asteroid is the reason it's even a fucking problem is because this asteroid is on a collision course with a Federation world with billions of Federation citizens.
There's like 3-4 billion people or whatever.
Yeah, there's definitely some billions of people that are going to be crushed. And then also, presumably, the people in the belly of the asteroid would also die. So,
yeah, and then they get like headaches when they try to, break free from the cult.
Oh, there's also a cult inside there, too. That's right. And
that's why they're all trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And no one read the manual. That really surprised me, where it was like, just hold this button down for 10 seconds and the door will open to the console, the bridge.
Right? And so, in the end, McCoy has a disease.
Yes, that's right.
He's only got like a year to live or whatever, 6 months to a year to live. And he falls in love with this lady on the asteroid, and then he's going to stay on the asteroid. But so he's on the asteroid, and like Kirk and the Enterprise are just like cruising next to his new house.
That's right.
And then Kirk and them, they come back and they figure it the fuck out and they save everybody.
Yeah,
and then at the end, McCoy leaves his new wife and they find, because of course these asteroid people, they have the cure to his disease in their databanks.
They go inside the bridge and Spock's like, wow, they have an amazing extensive knowledge of medical history.
Yeah, holy shit, here's the cure
this
to
is
your...
amazing.
Yeah, and so then
they're titled and all.
and here's the fucked up part. That ship was only like a year away from its goal of where it was sent thousands of years ago, and it's going to land on this planet where it's going to be either their people that already live there, or it's where they're going to create a new world. I can't remember.
Oh no, wait!
Because Kirk says
on this one?
Somebody says they're going to where their people are from, I believe. But anyway,
just segue into the next episode.
It's an asteroid with good job.
They're interfacing these ideas together.
Interface. So the asteroid people make it to where they're going.
Yeah, they figure it out.
And something and they're like, hey, Bones, you could go visit.
Yeah, that was a really weird tagline at the end.
Long distance relationships would be so easy in the world of the Federation. Like, yeah, I'll just warp over there.
No, that's what I wanted to say. One thing though, before we keep going, what I've noticed in a lot of these new third season episodes too, they're like, we gotta up the ante. They just throw this crazy plot line, but I feel like since it was the 60s, they didn't really have a to be continued. Like, I guess they didn't really think to continue those big plot stories. Like, they could have just kept Bones being sick going, you know?
Well, yeah, it is like a more episodic thing, yeah.
What's the other one? There was a crazy realization that happens at the end of an episode, and you and I were like, that's so nuts. Why didn't they just talk about that the whole time? It was like a planet that they visited, and then they've talked about how they were kind of explaining how everyone's bipedal in the universe of Star Trek.
Yes, the founders or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, and that episode was like, that throwaway line was like super uneventful, but to the lore, to the bigger story of it all, it was huge. I don't know. It's just interesting how they haven't quite gotten it yet, but it's still, they're trying to hit the, what is it called? The sitcom numbers, the show. It's like, okay, we got to finish this next episode, next story. Yeah, keep going.
Episodic.
Yes.
And one thing I want to mention before we get on to this week's episode is there's an episode of The Orville that was basically this exact same story. They used it. It's a top-rated episode of The Orville, which makes sense. They encounter a world that's like a whole world of people living inside a spaceship, but the people don't know they're inside a spaceship. And it's an episode called "If the Stars Should Appear." I believe that's the one, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And the Orville in general is good. So I definitely recommend people watch the Orville. It really is just kind of like, hey, slightly funnier Star Trek, because it's actually a very serious show. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week, we are going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 9 of Star Trek, the original series, The Tholian Web.
This one actually sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's not a top-rated episode on IMDb, but
really?
but you said you had some insight that people that it was well received when it came out or something. What
it was more after the fact. Some people, it was just I was reading a Wikipedia thing and it was just like, oh, this person, Sci-Fi, had it in their collection of top Star Trek episodes with Spock, Bones, and McCoy. I guess like just those three is probably biggest.
It is a good little boys. Yeah. It is a good little trip with the boys, and
they're really focusing on them, though. I feel like these last couple of episodes we've seen.
Mm-hmm. They must have not been. They must have not been making other stuff or something at the time.
Something important, I feel like, is going to happen, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, I feel like they all just end up in Star Trek: The Motion Picture,
or they end up flying around in space.
They end up flying around out there. You didn't say in space. Don't.
Yeah, that's right. Flying around out there.
Don't fucking rewrite history and pretend that. No, that's great. Flying around out there. This episode aired on November 15th, 1968, about 56 years ago. The synopsis from our scribe at Paramount Plus is Kirk is trapped in interphase, while the Enterprise is trapped by a powerful energy web. Now, here's the thing. Our scribe at Paramount Plus is usually better than this. This double use of trapped, I don't like it. Kirk is trapped in interphase while the Enterprise is captured by a powerful energy web. Anyway, Tholian Web, like so many episodes before it, the Tholian Web starts with them flying around out there. And this is interesting because they're searching for a ship, Federation ship that went missing, right?
Yeah, the Defiant.
The Defiant. Do you know what else the Defiant is from?
What? That's it. No.
Deep Space Nine. The Defiant is the ship that Worf is the captain of on Deep Space Nine. That's the Defiant. Dang. And right.
My brain's filling with Enterprise stuff now.
Oh, that's right. You're watching Enterprise. Faith through the hurt.
Oh my god, dude!
No one gonna bend or break me.
I was like, oh, there was no skip button. Like that's why. If there was a skip button, I feel like that show might have been a little better received.
Right? Yeah, so they come upon the Defiant, but it's weird. It's like green, right? It looks like
it's radiation glowing out of it.
It looks like it has been slimed, as Peter Venkman would say. So then they are going to. I just got to get Kirk over there.
Analyze it, and they say that they're going to go check it out. They decide to take suits though, right? Because they're not sure. They're not sure whether
about radiation or something.
No, Spock says there's no signs of radiation, but I think they're scared of something else,
like the environment, like the environmental controls. We've never seen them in suits before, really, or maybe once or twice.
These big ass silver suits look so funky too,
and I love that their suits have their name on them, like Chekhov's suit says Chekhov under his chin. I fucking love it. Yeah, so they're in these hilarious like beekeeper suits, and they go over to the Defiant, and Kirk. Is just so everybody's dead.
Yeah, they turn to see that the crew that was occupying the Defiant is all dead, and it looks like the captain or an engineer murdered his I don't know, I guess, what is it?
It looks like people killed each other.
People just killing each other. It
looked like there was angry people doing some killing.
Yeah, one died on top of the other with their hands around his neck.
So here's the thing. They're going to beam to a ship that the sensors say don't exist. That's something I had in my notes. Like, I thought sensors were important for where That's why they're in the suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what if they were just in space? I'm so dumb,
that's
audience.
right, because the suits give them so many hours of oxygen, too. They bring that up later.
Yeah.
That will be important later.
That will be important later. And they get over to the Defiant. The spacesuits are bananas.
Yeah,
Chekhov gets
like,
woozy.
Yeah, they're like, this all looks so weird. And I guess the first freaky part, at least for me, was when Bones is looking around and he puts his hand on another body and he's like, what the fuck? And Kirk's like, what? And he's like, Captain, my hand. It just went inside this man's body. And he's like, that's disgusting. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm phasing in and out.
It'd be funny if he was like, God damn it, Jim, I think my hand is a ghost.
I'm tired of this space shit.
So Chekhov goes off to look at engineering, and he gets woozy. And when he gets woozy, the camera does that thing where it shows the scene from the character's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Look, if you're in Star Trek, you do not want the camera showing things from your perspective, because it means you done lost control.
The fisheye thing.
Or you're about to, yes, like from the other one, where after Spock looks at the thing, the Medusan.
Oh, yes, the Medusan chest.
There's a bunch of those. And so what happens with Chekhov?
Chekhov sees that there's more bodies on the ground, but they're just all creeped out that these people all killed each other, basically.
Jim, you heard correctly, Jim. These people killed each other.
He's dead, Jim.
Could be mental disease have infected the crew? According to the ship's log, the medical surgeon down here didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, that's all like a surgeon.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, for this first part, I literally, when I was watching it for the second or third time, I almost forgot that, like, they had to go through all this before the web.
Right?
Because there's so much going on in this phasing issue that it's just, I don't know, it felt like it could have been a whole episode on its own, which they do eventually, I guess, in Voyager.
Dude, they do all
Phasing
kinds of
in and
shit
out
with
stuff.
phasing, dog.
Yeah.
Phasing.
Was this the first instance of phasing
Maybe.
in Star Trek?
I don't know.
I guess the other one I was thinking of is, remember that little ship that they had, and like you would sit on the ship and you could go to that blue universe or whatever, that blue alternate universe, and then you'd snap back and forth, and that guy like stayed back. It was Zachram Cochrane or whatever.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, I guess
Maybe
there
that's
was some
phasing.
I know about phasing from Magic the Gathering in the 90s. They introduced phasing as a card effect, a character effect you flip them over and then they phase back in later. It's a whole thing.
I was thinking of the Flash when he like moves his hands or something, or when like any
that's
speed
phasing.
character they could
That's
move so
phasing.
fast they can go through a door or something.
You phase through a door. That's phasing.
Interesting. Anyways,
And so they have to beam. He can only beam.
yes.
He can only beam a few of them back. So they got to beam back to the ship in groups, right?
well, it's the only reason why was because something that's affecting the ship is affecting, or the Defiant is now affecting the Enterprise, and it fucked with the transporter. And Scotty's like, "Hey, I can only take 3 of you, so figure it out." And Kirk's like, "Well, I'm the captain. You guys go." And Spock's like, "No, I think I should stay, and you go." And he's like, "No, you 3 go." So
Which is kind of good.
Over. Yeah, in
because
retrospect.
Spock is at least a little bit more resistant to the space madness.
Seriously.
So 3 of the dudes get transported back.
Boom.
And then, of course, they try and transport Kirk, and it doesn't work. And here's it, like, so this shit, 12 minutes in, there's a shot of Kirk on the bridge of the Defiant, and he's alone with some corpses, and there's a spotlight on him, and it looks like it's out of a goddamn one-act play.
Yeah.
Like, it looked... Like, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, you expect him to take off his helmet and be like, God, how did I get here? Like, oh,
yeah,
wow. It's really cool.
I think it's awkward and unsettling, too, because we're so used to seeing them, boom, immediately transport out, that, like, just seeing him linger and just kind of look around like, it's just uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, and then after that, the fucking Defiant disappears.
Yeah, and Chekhov's like, it's gone.
Yep. And so now they have to figure out when it's going to come back.
Yeah.
And so they
figured.
predict that it's like 2 hours and 12 minutes with the ship's computer, right? And Enterprise is leaking and starting to drift. And they think
Scotty's
it's
just saying, I can't keep it together for that long.
right. And so, which is interesting because Spock, you would think he'd be one of the first people to cut bait and be like, Captain's gone.
Yeah, I know.
But
I figured that too.
But Spock really is getting into it, and
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
His logic though was because Chekhov's bringing it up right now. He goes, "Why are we even staying here? This is such a waste of time." Spock goes, "If we move, this space is so fucking weird. If we come back into it, who knows if it's shifted from one place to another? So who knows if we'll find Kirk again? We're fucking staying."
That's a good point, man. The fragility of this space.
Yeah. That's the point that he was bringing up.
The male fragility of this space. And so basically they can't disturb anything. They got to just wait for Kirk to come back in like 2 hours and 12 minutes. And then Chekhov goes nuts. Fucking
It's so funny.
attacks everybody, and they're gonna get him to sick bay.
Yeah, and he
we're gonna
screams.
go.
And yeah, this is when they start to realize shit's hitting the fan, though. Sort of.
There was a murderous fury in Chekhov, he says. Spock says.
That is so strange. I wonder whatever it was that killed them, on the Defiant and all that.
Yeah, and Bones says, we just need time to figure out what's going on, but we don't have that. And Bones says, we got to put some distance between us and the Defiant if this space madness is leaking over.
Yeah, but we can't move.
And
Don't want to disturb the space.
This is such an interesting fucking reversal, right?
Yeah.
Because Spock would definitely leave Kirk and say it's logical to get the crew out of here, right?
You save the few. What is it?
The sacrifice the one for the many or whatever.
Yeah, right.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Exactly.
But Bones is like, how do you even know Kirk's still alive? Get us the fuck out of here! He would normally tell Spock to stay until the last possible second. Right?
Because there's been other situations where they floated over planets before and Kirk's been fighting people or they're like just barely escaping and Bones is like, no, we're staying.
Right?
And Spock's like, no, we can die. But yeah, I guess that's funny. It's funny you point that out. It should really be reversed. But yeah, they're just I guess it's all starting to tense up now because Spock just found out they have 3 hours of oxygen, I guess.
Kirk does.
Or Kirk does.
Kirk's got 3.6
right.
hours of oxygen. And then
he's floating out in space.
Well, they don't know where the fuck he is. Yeah, he's in interphase. I know where he is. He's in interphase.
Right? What freaked me out the first time though I saw it, I was like, oh god, did his cells dissipate and they're just in the air right now, mid transport.
Yeah, man. There's a great part of Strange New Worlds where they store somebody who's sick in the pattern buffer. And I'm surprised they don't do that shit all the time. They should just put people in the pattern buffer and then travel for years and years and years and then take them out of the pattern buffer because they just stay in there. It's like you have them on a memory stick.
Yeah, right. But somebody's got to remember to take you out.
Well, you would have. That's what I'm saying. Colony ships.
Mm-hmm.
Colony ships where they got people in pods.
You would just put them on a hard drive.
Yeah, put them in the pattern buffer. Save them up. And then just as Kirk is telling Bones, look, we got to stay here for at least until, just as Spock is telling Bones, we got to stay here at least until Kirk's oxygen runs out.
Dude, shit kicks up. I like
right?
The aliens.
And now the aliens show up and they are red as fucking hell. Look at that guy. What a great, so they pull it up on the view screen and it looks like there's this artist named Johnny Ryan who does this comic called Prison Pit that's just disgusting and fucking and this guy looks just like a character from Prison Pit, the Tholian. Yeah. And he's like a red helmet and then just a swirling blue. What the fuck? What's the inside of that guy's ship? What's the inside of that guy's ship? Is it full of goop? What is it?
Yeah, it's just light and just a concept of energy. Or maybe it's so wild that it can't be prompted by the viewport.
Maybe, yeah. Or it's an interference that they have set up so people can't see what they look like.
A Zoom
Could be
background.
intentional. And so the Tholians are saying, hey, get the fuck out of our space. Spock is saying, well, we came here following a distress call. And then...
In fact, it was your space who fucked our ship up, sir.
Yeah, in fact, y'all motherfuckers done fucked us up.
Well, it was really crazy, too. Another surprise in this episode is that the Tholonians, they're just like, yeah, Tholians. They're like, oh, 2 hours? All right, bet. We'll take you up on it.
They're fine with it. Yeah, they're like, because
cool.
Spock says it should be phasing back in 1 hour and 53 minutes. And
we'll
he
grab
said,
them, we'll leave.
He said, fine, you have exactly 1 hour and 53 minutes, and we do not tolerate deceit. And then we get to see my favorite part of this episode, and it is, of course, Dr. McCoy's dab rig.
Oh, yeah.
At 18 minutes and 37 seconds, there's a hilarious piece of equipment that is just definitely McCoy's gonna rip some fat globs later. And the orderly, one of the male nurse who's here with Chapel and Bones. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're seeing things from his perspective, and we know what that means. Oh no, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he's getting all sweaty and stuff.
And so while Bones is being attacked by his orderly, they're trying to get ready to beam.
Jeez.
They're trying to beam Kirk as he phases in, and then Nurse Chapel shoots that guy in the neck with a hypo spray to put him out. And they're trying to beam Kirk over. They say it's phased. The phasing has happened. Let's do the beaming. And then there's a lot of Scotty looking confused at dials. It's so funny. It's so funny that Scotty is just sweating over these dials, and then Spock is like, come on, beam him over. Yeah. And Scotty's like just sweating, turning dials, and Spock is like, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, all right.
Beam him the fuck over. And he's like, if I could, I would, and then he can't get him.
Yeah, and also, too, Scotty's like, well, I can't get him, and... What is it? Spock goes, maybe the space was disturbed by the Tholonians.
The Tholians.
Or Tholians, excuse me. I always say Tholonian. Tholians.
Yes.
Tholians, right?
Because now...
They moved in.
The presence of the Tholians may have affected the weird space that's fucking with them. And he said the molecular...
oh, yes, and then Bones is talking to Spock.
Yeah, Bones says it's the area of space they're in. The molecular structure of the brain tissues in the central nervous system are distorting. And the madness that affected the Defiance crew will soon happen to the Enterprise. Kaboom boom. So now we've got...
yes, conundrum.
We've got Spock trying to figure out when the next interphase is going to happen. And Bones is saying, you got to get us the fuck out of here or we're going to go crazy and kill each other. And then, boom, the Tholians shoot him with a phaser or some shit, with a torpedo. And because the Tholians think that the Enterprise is, like, fucking with them or something. The Tholians are like, hey, what are you, you fine, you can have your your 2 hours is up and you didn't get your man.
And they very specifically said that they do not like deceit.
We do not tolerate deceit. And they just keep on shooting them.
Yeah, and they all try to, everybody on the bridge is telling Spock to shoot back, and Spock's like, open a communication channel, like, let's just call them. And they're not responding on any frequency. And, Bones is just like, screw it. We've lost Jim. Just leave. Let's take the ship out. The space is too disturbed. And I guess, I don't know, Spock hesitates and takes too long to fire back.
And he hits the Tholian. It floats away. And then what?
I mean, I guess... what happens is that the ship is so poorly damaged that they can't even leave if they wanted to now. So they're pretty much dead in the water. and
Bones is like, are you satisfied? You've killed us all, Spock. Why did you do it? The decision to fight was logical, Spock says. Lack of time prevented any other course of action. And now... oh, yeah. This line, though, that's awful is Spock... or Bones says to Spock, like, no, but your first priority is taking care of this crew, taking care of, its members and this ship. That's something a starship would do.
or a starship captain would do, and it's like really fucked up.
Yeah, he says, let's do the whole line here. You should have known that could have happened and done everything in your power to safeguard your crew. That is the mark of a starship captain, like Jim.
Yeah, they really jab at each other in this episode, too.
Well, they're
I think
getting the
that's
space
why.
madness.
Yeah, that's true. That could be definitely a part of it. But
Yeah,
it's personal,
So then, other Tholian ships show up, and the Tholian ships they first off, they don't communicate. They refuse reception.
Oh, yeah, no, they're just kicking ass now.
And they're just beyond phaser range. And then the two Tholian ships go ass to ass in the view screen. And then they fly apart and they leave a little thread.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And now we're 24 minutes in, and we're just now getting to the titular Tholian Web.
Yeah, you could see why. I was like,
so now
wait, what happened? How'd they get there?
So these two ships, they're basically making a laser web that is going to ensnare the Enterprise.
And I feel like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the scribe at Paramount Plus could have said the crew's ensnared.
Ensnared? Yeah, ensnared instead of trap.
Instead of trap.
I just... and also, though, I just realized with the two Tholian ships moving, they're disrupting the space even more, I guess.
They must be.
So,
if ships moving disrupts the space, I mean, they're fucked.
Yeah. And, Spock pretty much says, if they're done before we repair our ship, we will not see home again.
Yeah.
And it's like, dun, dun, dun.
There's so many ticking clocks. It's just like, tick, tick, tick. What is
3?
Great
right?
shot at 25 minutes and 32 seconds of the Tholian Web being built by the ships. It looks really cool and with the remastered effects. Good job, people at Paramount who did that.
Yeah, it's a quick little shot.
And now we're going to have a funeral for Captain Kirk.
A quick 2-minute funeral.
Where this scene is great.
Super awkward.
So even though there's 400 people on the ship, they only get like 25 of them into this meeting room. And they don't have an antidote for the space. And Bones says he's got a lead on a substance that could help them. And Spock is saying, you got to get back to the laboratory. And Bones says, my being there isn't going to affect any of the tests. This service requires my personal attention, Mr. Spock.
Yeah,
this service?
bickering.
What service could they be having? Oh, it's a funeral for Jim Kirk.
Yep. And he kind of just like outright says it,
I like
Doesn't
how he
really
says,
sugarcoat it.
I like how he says the captain elected to remain on board the Defiant was victim blaming. Victim blaming. And so they're going to declare him dead. Now.
Oh, and the second they declare him dead, something crazy happens.
He said, I deemed it necessary to return the Tholian fire for the safety of the Enterprise, even though you did it too late. Tholian ship has been disabled, but as a result of the battle, we must accept the fact that Captain Kirk is no longer alive.
Yes.
Right after alive, there's an agonizing scream, and some red shirt gets up in the crowd and just starts moshing with people. He's just throwing his body around. They grab him and drag him out. My favorite part of this episode is how quickly the room resets. Yeah. Somebody just got up and attacked them all and got dragged out and sedated. And not 25 seconds later, they're all just like exactly where they were before. One guy's rubbing his shoulder like, ooh, he really got me. And then boom, the next time we see him, it was like that never happened.
Yeah, seriously. They got to show that the madness is not going to bring them down.
Right? And so this is where Bones and Spock fight even more. Because Bones says, look, Kirk's got a message tape for us that's like a last command to the captain. You have to listen to this if something bad happens. And Spock is like, I have to be on the bridge. It will need to wait for a more suitable moment, Doctor. And Bones is like, you motherfucker, we gotta go.
What better moment is there than now,
Right?
He's passed.
Right? And so he gets Spock to agree to go listen to Kirk's last tape. And Spock says the captain would have stayed to recover the crew, and Bones says, yes, he would, but you didn't have that decision to make. What did you gain by fighting the Tholians? Yeah. We want to get to the tape.
People get really pissed about him, about the Tholians. Because they're all caught in the web now.
So they're building. They have to build the web before they have to get the chip fixed before the web's done, or they can't get the fuck out of there. And so they're playing Kirk's last tape, and Kirk basically says,
"Trust each other."
And
basically,
Bones thinks that Spock is like stoked about getting this command.
Yeah, that's okay. That's for me. That's when the madness comes out,
right? And he's like, "Doctor, I don't want this command. I am the captain. It's not like they're gonna give me the fucking thing."
Mm-hmm. And even then, even if they do get back, wouldn't the first officer be replaced anyways?
Yeah. So since you are playing this tape, I am dead, and the tactical situation is critical, and both of you are locked in mortal combat.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, what the fuck?
You're at each other's throats.
Spock, that you have control of the ship and are probably making the most difficult decisions of your career. I can only offer one small piece of advice. Listen to Bones.
Yeah, seriously.
Use every scrap of knowledge and logic you have to save the ship, but temper your judgment with intuitive insight.
Yeah, it's funny, though, that they all... I guess it's Bones and Spock are just going back and forth about how their traits are terrible and, like, how you're a piece of shit because of this, and that. And then they turn on the video.
And Kirk is like...
No, this is actually the very reasons why you need to trust each other. And they're both like, fuck.
Yep. And Kirk is like, seek out Bones if you're distressed. Ask him for help. Bones, you've heard what I've just told Spock. You know, you gotta fucking shape up. Help him if you can. Yeah, but remember, he is the captain. His decisions must be followed without question. And you might find he is capable of human insight and human error. They are most difficult to defend. But you will find that he is deserving, I'm into this now, of the same loyalty and confidence that each of you has given me. So, very touching stuff.
Yeah, see, this feels like a big event in season 3.
Then Bones apologizes, and Spock is like, "Yeah, you have nothing." Okay. What's Spock say? He says, "It does hurt, doesn't it?" And Spock says, "What would you have me say, Doctor?"
Yeah, he's basically like, "Okay, whatever. There's nothing to say."
I'm sad. Yeah, if I could get sad, I'd be sad. And then there's a bosun's whistle. And then we cut to Uhura is having some sort of attack of the madness.
Yeah, and then starts freaking out.
She sees Kirk in the mirror. What? It's like, and he's like holographic foil Kirk.
Yeah, it looks like
rare
a ghost.
Kirk, yeah.
And he's like reaching out like, help.
Now remember, Uhura is a black woman. Mm-hmm. So of course, nobody believes that she saw a ghost.
Oh, I know.
Like how these motherfuckers
fucked.
So I'm gonna look. Like here's the thing. They are experiencing weird interphasic space, and they don't believe her. It's like, don't you think that maybe he's phasing or some phasing interphasing shit is happening?
And obviously they don't believe her until they see it too. Eventually,
right? And the web keeps on cooking. And then one of the engineers gets mad and goes into first-person mode and attacks Scotty. One of our crewmen just went berserk. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the web they're making. Oh, God, that web.
They're almost done.
Oh, and so that guy, that orderly that attacked Bones, they're like showing him thrashing around. He's obviously going to get out and do some shit.
Mm. Yeah, and I think it's they're getting really worried and anxious about making the cure now, and I get what is it? Bones. What was he gonna say? Bones takes Uhura too as well.
Yeah,
even though she hasn't been hostile at all, just had one weird vision. More to your point, honestly, Adam, I was fucked up when I saw that too. I was like, damn, she's not that sick. Like,
and there's interphasing happening.
Yeah.
What she saw could be described as a phasing incident.
Yeah, and Bones convinces her that, like, oh, she's sick. You're just sick. You didn't see that. And she was like, oh my God, am I going to be like that guy? Or am I going to be like Chekhov?
Right. Oh, that's the worst.
He's like, no, we're working hard. No worries.
Are they going to put a terrible wig on me? And then Chekhov screams.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's getting affected, and then finally somebody else sees the Kirk ghost. Scotty sees him.
Yeah.
And the Kirk ghost is so funny. He's like mouthing some words and just slowly waving his arms around. I fucking love it. That's some great space phasing acting. Shatner.
He's like shifting and falling around. Like, help.
And now Bones still thinks that this fucking... And Bones says, do you think they're seeing Jim because they've lost confidence in you, Spock? It's like, right. Motherfucker,
did you not just
on.
see that tape that we played like 3 minutes ago, you dick?
Yeah. And so
they're just gonna drop everything.
There's been a number of assaults in the lower decks. Scotty's trying to fix the ship.
Yeah, and if Bones is pretty much saying if Scotty goes under, we're pretty fucked because we got nobody at the engines to fix it. You know.
Right, and to be to be fair to Bones, he does say, "I think the space is getting to me. I know it's nothing you've done, Spock." And then Spock says, "I'm sure the captain simply would have said, forget it, Bones."
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So they've worked through most of their shit, and then Bones almost passes out, and then kablamo! Kirk the ghost, the phase ghost,
yes, phase
appears to them all, waving his arms.
It looks like the Force ghost in the Star Wars.
A little bit, yeah, mouthing the words. What am I mouthing? He says. What am I saying? And then Spock tries to touch him, and what happens? His hand just goes through him. I missed it.
Yeah, and that's, I guess so.
Oh, and then Kirk disappears as soon as Spock touches him.
Yeah, and I think this is when they realize, okay, well, he's closer.
He's clearly still alive.
Yes, maybe the web is pinging him in.
Maybe, yeah. And then we see, the Tholian Web getting closer to completion, and then Bones comes in and it says, "Well, Uhura, I guess you're not some crazy asshole. We all saw him. The captain's still alive, so I'm going to take these restraints off of you."
And yeah, she's already like, "Oh, I already feel way better."
Yeah, no shit. You believed me.
Yeah.
So he thinks Bones. Scotty says they're only going to have about 80% power when the interphase happens, and it's going to have to do.
Yeah, and they got to put all that power to the transporter.
Right, and then Bones comes in with a little orange drink that's the antidote, and to the space. And Scotty's like, "Does it mix well with scotch?" And then he says, "I'll find out." And he takes it. Scotty takes the booze to go drink.
Yeah.
Scotty's gonna overdose on the antidote to the bad space. And also, Scotty, why are you drinking right now, man? Like you're the one that's got to save the ship.
So yeah, he's basically made this like fruit juice healing thing, and they're all getting better.
Are the ship's computers programmed to enter interspace? Yes, Are the ship's computers programmed for entry into interspace? Yes, sir. The ship can drive into interspace at any time. Ooh, that's cool. You should use that in the future. Let's see here.
Seriously. It's like the power to rewind time like they did.
The web is about to be complete in 2 minutes, and then boom, Kirk appears floating in space.
Yeah, right in front of the bridge.
Right in front of the view screen.
Right in front of the view screen.
Well, really, that's when we see these spaceships later, that is a window as well. That can be a view screen or a window. But in this, it is simply a view screen. And they disturb after they think they got Kirk. Mm-hmm. They power up the engines and they disturb the space enough to fling the Enterprise away from the web.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're getting closer and closer to the web, and then utilizing the ship's power has thrown us clear. So by the sheer fact of using power, they were able to be thrown out of the web. So let me tell you something, Tholians.
What?
Hey, Tholians, your web sucks shit, bro.
That's so weird.
You got a shitty web, bro. It don't work.
Do you think maybe they use the momentum of the ship or the space being distorted to like whip themselves out of there?
That's exactly what happened.
Right.
But shouldn't the Tholians who control that space know that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Stupid
it's like a shitty quicksand.
Tholians.
It's like shitty quicksand that could whip you out.
But so here's the thing: they were kicked away, but they still haven't beamed Kirk back.
No.
So now they have to get. So then they Kirk appears in front of the ship again, like he must have went with them.
Yeah, right.
I missed that part because I was fast forwarding and very sweaty. But then they beam him down. They beam him onto the transport as his oxygen's running out. He takes his helmet off. Bones gives him a big old welcome home, Jim. You got to drink some orange drink or you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah. And then the send off though on this one is hilarious because it's all three of them at the bridge. And, Kirk was like talking about, wow, I just, was chilling on the other side of the universe and it was fucking eerie. I would much rather be talking to people. Did you guys, how about you guys? Did you guys get along? You guys do fine? And they tell him nothing.
Yeah, he's like, good, no problems between you.
It was dope. No one died.
And Spock says, no. Nothing to report, Captain. And then, or wait, what does he say? He says, no problems worth reporting, Captain. And he says, try me, and only minor disturbances. This is great. As are inevitable when humans are involved. Fuck you, Spock.
Yeah, right.
Which humans, Mr. Spock?
Oh, and Spock and Bones goes, oh, he means, humans that are involved with Vulcans, Jim.
And then Jim gets it. Old Jim Kirk.
Yeah, seriously. He goes, well, I hope that video is dope.
I hope my last orders helped you out. And then he says, orders, Captain? What orders are you referring to, Jim? And he goes, my last orders. The last orders that I left for both of you.
Yeah, they're really tight. To just be like, you know what? Let's just
the last
talk
taped
about
orders.
That.
Oh, that's right. They say they didn't watch it.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
fuckers. I forgot all about this.
They lied about everything.
And Spock's not supposed to be able to lie, so he just see, he's lying. He's lying. He just lied.
Weird.
It's a weird episode. They swapped. He lies. There you go.
I guess
so they basically say, well, we didn't actually watch your last orders, which is weird because he doesn't say much. It's basically just trust each other.
Yeah,
I don't see why they would be weird about that.
That's why it was funny that it was right after they were arguing about how they couldn't help each other at all. And then Kirk was like, no, you guys can. That's why you're here. That's why you're the top two guys. And then the clip just turns off and Bones is like, oh, sorry, it was such a shitty dude.
And that's it. That's the Tholian Web. Al, what did you think?
There were some highlights in the acting, but then there was just some weird... hollow points, I guess. I don't know. There's just some holes in the episode I felt like was missing. Like that first half could have been like a whole other episode. But then like you were saying, there's a lot going on with they had to get Kirk with the phasing, the Tholian Web, the Tholian ships shooting at them. And then they were going to lose their minds to ship madness. So it was cool to see how they were, putting in a viral, I guess, infection mixed with a time bomb of Kirk phased out into space in another universe.
And a web,
with
a useless web being built around them.
I guess that was just for cool aesthetic purposes, but I can't imagine what that would look like originally because we saw the nice version. Or the updated one.
And it's be so huge. They must have been going so fast to try and make that web. I don't know.
I think it was just missing some, a better plot. It just felt like these were two ideas that were pretty separate, the phasing and the web. But then it was cool how, it was cool that the disturbance of the space that they were in and how they were just kind of trapped and they couldn't really do anything. And then the funny part, it was kind of messed up, but like you brought up, no one believed Uhura.
Right? Oh my God.
Immediately.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
But yeah, I guess our scaling grade would be the Tholian ships.
How many Tholian ships do you give it out of 1 to 5 or 0 to 5?
Let's see. I would probably give it maybe like a 2. 2.3.
Man, we're gonna have to go back to some of your old ratings because it seems like
this one was all right. I liked it watching it at first, but now that we were reviewing it, I don't know. I just
you like it less.
Yeah, this is one of those cases.
That's okay. You give it a 2, 2.3, whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. 2.3 Tholian ships.
It was missing something. I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I liked the perspective of the crew members as they went crazy.
Yeah.
I liked Kirk in his little spacesuit waving his arms, trying to mouth words.
That was
but
silly too.
It definitely wasn't great. Some big ideas that I had from it is, well, I already said it. I really like when Kirk is on the bridge of the Defiant by himself. That's pretty funny.
I think Bones or Spock taking over as captain too is like, that was cool. I mean, that was a whole crutch of the episode, but.
Oh, something else that we always that we discuss is what does the title mean? And I just said Tholian's made a web, yo.
Yeah, it's like, duh. I don't know. There's not, see, exactly. It's just like, just from that is like, there's not much to come off of that. I wish there was more view screen time with the Tholians. That was cool. Like,
yeah. Oh, dude, right?
They were cool. That was a cool part of the episode.
I like the Tholians. I'm pro Tholians.
Okay,
Get him in the Federation.
I'll give it 2.5 for the Tholians.
Oh, there you go. And he did have that red face and the blue. Yeah, that was good.
See, yeah, that part was cool. I think
2.5 from Al, 3 from me.
I think I was mad they were dogging Spock, basically.
Right?
It was confusing. Now that you laid out the
why would
the ideas,
they flipped?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and it doesn't make sense.
And then, the way they get out of that space, I don't know. I guess it was just missing stakes, ironically enough.
It's like if somebody was like blocking your car and to get out of it, you just had to turn your engine on and suddenly you were on the other side of this barricade.
To, like, turn your wheel away.
Right? Very strange. Very strange. But all right. So that was this episode. And now is when we recommend shit for you to watch or listen to. Al, go ahead, because I have to look something up quick.
With The Boys again. I was watching season 3. I heard season 4 is going to be nuts. So
season 4 is pretty good.
Nuts.
Watched a couple episodes.
Dude, Curb. We reach my fall point off was season 9, season 10. Because I was just like, I don't know. I guess I just stopped watching. But there's only 5 more seasons of that I have to go through with my girlfriend. So I think we're just going to power through those. Still watching SVU. Oh, I heard from some people Maxine, that horror movie. It's a trilogy. It's
it's Pearl, the X and Pearl.
X, yeah, and then Maxine. I heard that was pretty good. If you like that director, that style, I guess. She's a good lead. I mean, I wish she would do other horror movies other than that dude's, but who knows? Maybe she'll get more work after that.
She probably has. I'm not too familiar with her filmography.
And then what else? I guess music-wise.
Yeah, recommend some music. Don't give us this, I've heard this movie might be good. That's not a recommendation. Yeah, right? Come on.
It's a recommendation of a recommendation. Let's see. Saka. He came out with some dubstep too. This guy from Japan. Very good. Oh, and then there's this new dubstep artist. I guess I don't know how to say it. It's SYZY. Oh, SYZY. Let me look up the album. Sizzy, yeah. Maybe it's Sizzy, yeah. Who knows? But it's called The Weight of the World. It's like this really, I don't know, it's interesting dubstep. They're very, what is it? They're kind of on the edge of this new scene. And you know how it's like there's the mainstream people that are popping off and then they get featured everywhere and all that. And then there's just those little underground acts that are like genuinely just taking off from fans rather than being put on all the time. Mm-hmm. I feel like this guy's kind of in between and he's like on his way there. Or this person, they are. Because I think they're trans.
Cool.
But yeah, anyways. CZ, The Weight of the World. Very good.
Nice. I am going to recommend a band. So I'm a lot of you might not know this, but I really like brutal, heavy death metal and stuff sometimes. And there's this band called Glutton for Punishment out of Minneapolis that just released a new EP. And it's really fucking good. And there's another band that I actually saw in LA from Fargo a couple weeks ago called Gorgatron, and they just absolutely destroy. They're great dudes, super heavy. If you like brutal, heavy death metal, listen to Gorgatron and Casket Robbery. And the bands that Gorgatron was on tour with, Vorath and Casket Robbery, are very good as well. And Glutton for Punishment is the band that released the EP last week. But all really brutal heavy music. Vorath is cool because they wore like masks that had lights on them and shit, and they were like interdimensional beings doing heavy metal. It was great. Loved it. So check out all that metal. Check out that dubstep from Sizzy. Next week we're going to be discussing Plato's Stepchildren.
Yeah, I heard a lot about this one.
That episode is fucking bonkers. I look forward to talking about it.
Yeah.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on back. Do everything that's in the bumper. Thanks for listening.
The heat's melting our brains.
Yeah, I forgot how to end the podcast. Come on back next week.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
I knew Godzilla was in there at the end. That's what I could remember. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.